What's up, OG, triple OG?
It's your
OG,
man. Y'all already know what it is.
OG.
We got some Corey on deck with the 5150 show. So, without further ado, let's get to the video.
Craig Facts in the house. I tried not to say nothing, but I gotta say something.
What now? I'm missing it. What happened? Okay.
My brother, Marvin Sapp.
Oh, no. God, this is just getting...
You talking about the 40,000?
Yes, it's like he went on Ricky Smiley's show.
Raised money at my church, that I kept the people at my church hostage until I raised $40,000 for me. That's the narrative that has been shared, that I locked folks up in my church, that, you know, I made them give $40,000 and I wouldn't allow them to leave until they gave it to me. And to be honest with you, that is absolutely false.
And I wish he wouldn't have.
Me too. Me too.
I wish he didn't go on Ricky Smiley's show. Not like I'm against Ricky Smiley's show. I'm all for Ricky Smiley's show.
Yeah,
but it was bad. It was bad.
You know Marvin Sapp?
No, but I bought every one of his albums he ever put out. I listened to his music.
Right?
Yes.
Well, he's saying
he
that's
dope.
where he gets all his money.
I listened to the music. But you heard what D just said. Say that again, D.
Well, he's saying that that's where he gets all his money, really, because he is a multi-million selling recording artist.
I know that you didn't probably watch the interview on Ricky Smiley, right?
No, I need to, yeah.
He went on there. I'm talking about my brother, Marvin Sapp, went on there with wordplay. And it was so, I was like, oh my God, stop. Okay, so we all know that, you know, damn, how can I say this other than just be straight up? Pulpit pimping is a way of life in America. Do we disagree with this?
Hell no!
Anybody?
Sadly, not at all.
Pulpit pimping. It goes on in America where preachers know how to work the congregation out of more than they probably would naturally give.
You realize that the Lord wants you to give generously into his church.
Is that fair? Because I'm not trying to say nothing that ain't right.
Right.
Preachers know how to work you out of more than what you would normally give out your pocket. They feel like you owe this in the name of the Lord.
You know the Bible says there's 5 ways that they're allowed to make money.
Do you know them?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is the 5 ways they're allowed to make money before I go deeper into this?
Leviticus 27:30 through Malachi 3 verse 10 basically says through tithes and offering. That's number 1. Number 2 is ministry support. In the New Testament, Paul discusses the concept of providing financial support for those who preach the gospel. You can also look that up, Corinthians 9:14.
That's right.
Also gifting. The Bible allows for individuals to give gifts to church leaders as a form of appreciation and support. That's outlined in 1 Timothy 5, verses 17 through 18. And then ministry-related work is number 4. Basically engaging in ministry-related work such as writing, teaching, or counseling. So I believe the albums will go into that. And then labor in the church. Preachers may receive financial support for their work within the church, such as pastoral care, administration, or roles that contribute to the functionality of a church.
All what you said are ways to justify preachers asking for something. But this is what I'm saying. In this case that was caught on video, the brother aggressively said what he want from people.
There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
And he had a reason.
Am I lying?
No, you're not. And he had, well, I would say excuse.
He aggressively said what he want from people. The first thing he did on Ricky Smiley that I was like, oh, you word playing, homie, was when the man said, shut the doors. And he said, in fact, the last 2 went like this. Close the doors. Close the doors.
Wait a minute, hold on. This ain't working.
Oh,
$1, what's this $1. No, we tried to do it the Lord's way.
And I was like, whoa, okay. And he act like, I'm just saying, they downplayed what they did. Listen, if you are the pastor at a church and people want the respect of the pastor, your influence over the people is strong.
You're goddamn right.
So he also said, y'all ain't going nowhere after this but to a restaurant or something. Okay, yeah, that's what he said. I'm not making this up. So he's sitting here talking to you about your paper.
Yeah, what you could do.
Which is why masculinity is not in the church for real.
Never would have paid it.
Right. I mean, I'll be like, oh, so your door closed? So what that mean I can't get out this motherfucker? But I'm just saying, that's why there ain't a lot of masculinity in the church. But what I'm saying to you is this. When you go on there and you say shut the doors, why you can't just say close the doors? It's the same thing. You meant the same thing. And okay, you act like it ain't literally like you locked in there. Okay, they want the respect of the pastor. So there are a large number of people. I ain't gonna even tell you what he told the people who was sitting upstairs. He basically told them, this the VIP, y'all gotta pay more.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Right.
That's what he said to the people.
He explained it. Yeah,
This VIP, y'all, I want 20 from these peons. Y'all got to ump 100.
That's crazy, dog.
The point I'm trying to make, why go on Ricky Smiley and make yourself look stupid and not say exactly what you doing? If you're a preacher, why can't you stand on who you are?
You know that can be considered kidnapping, right? If you shut a door and you
close the doors,
that could be considered kidnapping, especially given the circumstances of what you're demanding money.
Before they
somebody
could have pressed. I ain't gonna.
Let me tell you something, man. People do stuff like that, press charges over stuff like that. Right. But I ain't gonna lie. I hope that don't come to that. But what I'm saying is, I have always been influenced by Marvin Sapp's music.
He's a great musician. Yeah, great. Yeah.
But one day I saw something like this. This ain't the first time I've seen a video of him doing this.
Okay. Wow.
Not that exactly same way, but the money hustle at church. Right. This is another thing he said. The money don't go to him.
Well, we don't believe you. You need more people.
Homie, we don't do shit for free in this world. Shit we do comes with blessings. So don't say some money don't go to you, man. You in the church hustle, man. I'm a preacher. I give my show to the people. This is my church. I am here preaching to the people, and I give it to them. When they give donations, I love it. It helps me. It helps me. My main donations come from when I go out and speak. Some people say I'm a comedian. I love that too. But I am spreading the word as I am out there doing what I do. And that's why I get my main donations from the people when they donate to come see me. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate it. I don't have to pressure the people into coming up out of something. When they come up out of something, I love it. There's people who's giving in the super chat and all that. And I'm not finna be like, I'm not finna tell you what it costs yet. I mean, I'm planning on having my website cracking where I'm going to ask people for a $5 a month donation, because I'm trying to be my own producer of much higher content. I can go do the little skits that cost $20, $30 to put together. I'm trying to be my own producer. So when I get my website going, I'm gonna ask for a $5 a month donation. And I think a lot of people who know me, as I've worked in front of the people for years, might be down to donate $5 a month. so I can keep this up and not coming up out of, the donations I get, where I'm never really getting over the top. I'm honest enough to say that. All you preachers who act like you ain't in this getting money, stop. If we followed you for a month, somebody might slap the shit out you.
Oh, Jesus.
Stop acting like you ain't getting paper for this. You doing this for paper.
And you know this, man.
Now, some people might have the God's message in mind too.
I've seen some. I've actually seen some, right?
You want to deliver the word of God also.
In addition to.
Right. Let me get this paper, but look at the nigga behind him.
Yeah.
The nigga behind him look like an old enforcer.
Not he got the fingers
Hard nice, brother.
He got to grab your money fingers out right there.
Look at the nigga behind the nigga. Behind the nigga.
Yeah.
The nigga behind the nigga look like he looking at somebody's ass.
Yeah, it's a lot of behind niggas in this picture.
Yeah, that's a thick.
While he got his pave Rolex on.
That nigga ears got bigger when he heard the $100.
Who that nigga look like that motherfucker in Men in Black 2, who was one of the dudes who was supposed to beat up Will Smith.
Yeah, that's
That old boy Sneeze, he said, "Gesundheit."
Ich bitte vielmals um Verzeihung.
Gesundheit.
He looked just like that thing in Men in Black 2. You gotta find them goons that was going to beat up Will Smith in Men in Black 2, and he had on a hat, I think. He was like a black dude with like an old pimp hat.
The Dalai Lama is there too. Look at the Dalai Lama.
All I know is that the Dalai Lama and the guy on the right and the guy on the left, they must be related.
Yeah,
they got the same ears.
That looked like the brother who passed who used to sing. Ooh, ah, ah.
Marvin Sapp looked like your boy you used to go hard on.
He was?
Sotomayor.
Why you bring? Oh, man, now he gonna be thinking we talking about him.
No, fuck a talk.
He gonna be like, fuck that motherfucker up there. Now he gonna think you with him, man. That's why. But anyway.
But you know that sweat all in Marvin's chest, right?
I want these preachers to start being accountable for who they really are. Stop acting like you're all good with no hustle. Hustle is part of the game. Hustle is part of the game. You want to boss out in God's name. And when you act like you're not doing this to boss out in God's name, you bring you bring shame to yourself. Tell the truth.
Stop the cap.
Is it fair to say, because I don't know about his, how would you say his typical everyday speaking voice, but it sounded like some PR person got to him or something, because when he was speaking on the show, Ricky Smiley,
He sounded like one of them funeral directors.
he was so timid. Like,
You know, have you ever talked to a funeral director before they get your money?
See?
Well, as the transition happens, we're about to woo-woo-woo.
That's how he was speaking, so I'm sorry.
But how was he speaking at the church? Close the doors.
What kind of watch is that? Is that a rolling?
Yeah.
That's a $40,000 watch.
Yeah, that's where all the money going.
Man, did y'all find that character in Men in Black 2? Y'all finna make... Man, because that dude right there with the ears...
Yeah.
Both of them, that guy got the ears too. I think they're related. Oh,
look,
my God.
Don't he look like him in Men in Black 2? Not the dog-looking thing. You see what I'm saying? Can you see the resemblance?
Yeah, he do look like Corey. That
motherfucker
got
all he need is the hat on.
Movie memory.
He looked just like him to me.
Man.
All I'm saying. Hell no.
Oh, my God.
Anyway,
but yeah, that was, I don't know.
It's gonna be a 79 Coupe de Ville Cadillac pull up here tonight.
Man, you telling me that ain't dude? Yeah. That's the same person, man.
I cannot.
That's him.
Yeah, that is.
Oh my God.
He up there off a Red Devil.
Right. Man, Joe.
2 Red Devils.
But did it sound, so I wasn't by myself on that it did sound like he was, as a therapist would say, gaslighting the people on that show. I mean, he gave a lot of different excuses for reasons on why that happened. First of all, of course, he said if you weren't really following the story, first thing out of his mouth was that this was it was last year.
Yeah, it was last year, so
year.
that makes a difference.
Ain't that what the wolf's supposed to do to the sheep?
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Craig, will you say it again?
It is.
God damn.
Yep.
Yeah, man, ain't that what the wolf's supposed to do to the sheep? He hunting, man. You in there to be hunting.
These people are our food.
Man.
But when he did, though, the one thing he did give up was when he said that people are changing the narrative and putting this story out here about him. Yes, I admit my tone could have been different. That's what when he said.
Is that what he said? His tone
on the show. He said his tone. He said, "Okay,
yeah, I know. I remember that part.
That's the one thing that he.
It wasn't your tone that was alarming. It's your cockiness,
Right.
amongst the people he was talking to. You can't demand nothing like that. You're supposed to have it like that with the people.
He owed
not closed doors.
He owed one of them niggas money behind him. That's why he good.
It's the nigga with the pimp strike suit on.
Yeah, that nigga's there collecting.
Is his hair wrinkled at the top or is that hair?
Old. Oh, please
No,
don't
he ain't got no hair.
I think it's light reflection. I hope.
Is that what it is? It's a cold world.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
Somebody say it was closing the door. That's right. That's pimping, homie.
I'm talking about pimping, since pimping.
Close that door, bitch. Who you talking to?
Yeah.
You better get my money. Same thing. You think it's a difference between what I just said versus what he did? It's not.
I'm trying to think of other things. Oh, and then he did say that it didn't happen at his church.
Oh, it didn't happen at your
you
church. So
remember
you
that,
at
right?
other churches
No,
doing
he
that?
said it's their whole get down. It's like the conglomerate of all the churches together. Their organization is what he said. What didn't happen at his physical church? So just so you know,
he was on the road.
He was on the road hustling.
And wait,
That's
and
the promoter thing.
And they asked him to do the
So they asked him to do the tithes.
That's what he said. They asked him.
And he
on
went
the
up
spot.
there because you know what they do after it's over.
What? Chop it up.
You know, oh
yeah.
Got them cake ass motherfuckers. Get them soft ass motherfuckers. Give to the Lord. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying?
He
You
be
ain't
in the
got
digging
to,
room doing the splits, counting the money and shit.
brother. What you did was called pimping, homie. Yeah. That's pimping. Close the door. Give me mine. That's what you did. Close the door. Give me mine. So anybody can make it sound like they want to make it sound. We saw it and we recognize game like that, man.
You know what it be too though? It's competition. I bet you them preachers be like, I bet you I get more out of them today than you. I got 30,000 out of them last week.
Well, you know, I know this for a fact.
Yeah.
I just don't like putting them all on blast because I'm a preacher.
What?
But I'm not finna try to tell nobody nothing about, look, you can't. I've seen people with internet shows get mad at how much money people donate. Like, man, I'm doing this and you only giving me that and all like that. And I used to look. I used to be like, oh, this motherfucker think he deserves something more than what people, it's a donation. Right. Are you charging for this show? Because if you charge for your show, I don't think people will watch your show.
Right.
You ask for donations to keep up the show. Yeah. Well, I'm saying if you want to make some money, then charge for your show. If you that bad motherfucker, charge for it. And let's see how much you get. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, look, I'm going to ask a $5 donation a month when I get my website cracking, and I really hope people will donate and give to the cause. Because I'm still going to do it anyway, because it's the Lord's work.
Or else you'll shut their Wi-Fi off. Shut it off. Shut it off. Cancel their Wi-Fi. I mean,
how many people in the chat right now?
So crazy.
8,000.
Close the doors. Close the doors.
I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
Need $5 from everybody in the chat.
Right. God damn it. We get $5 from everybody in the chat. That'll be all right.
Yeah, that's $40,000. God.
Oh, Damien. Hey,
man, look.
That's crazy. I'm telling you, it just, oof. Well, if you weren't kind of turned off by any kind of attending a church, well,
What's wrong with his arm, dude? He got that chick. You see that little?
he got the.
He got cerebral palsy or something?
No.
Look at that head.
That not. That way he could justify the $40,000 because he can't grab $40,000.
I got to get the unclaw surgery. I got to unclaw my hand.
Children now. Everybody that's putting all the bad stuff out there now, his children are getting he's receiving death threats, and his children are worried.
All right, let's keep it a buck. Majority of preachers do the money hustle or they intimidate their members for money. Let's just go on and get that out the way. We know what Marvin Sapp was on and whatnot. You know, I don't believe that he ain't getting none of that money. He ain't get a piece of that money. That's bullcrap. That's cap. Majority of the people that are in church are women.
Amen. Don't ask.
It's few men that are in church because they compete to play. A man know when another man is trying to connive or, you know what I'm saying, get over on him or even this woman or whatnot. That's why, you know, some men don't like women going around other men because sometimes that man, he'd probably talk your girl out of drawers or whatever. So a man be like, no, you can't have no friends or you can't be around this male. A lot of these preachers, you know, they doing it for the money. They not doing it for the word. They not doing it for the truth. They not reading the Bible. When I used to go to church, I used to go to church with my wife, and it was, you know, from time to time. She was like, you know what I'm saying, 100% Christian and tithes and all that stuff, and just giving the money away, and I'm like, I ain't about to do it. It was something funny about it, you know, I just felt icky, you know, like, oh man, this ain't right, man, you know. Plus I come to church to hear the word, and you got all this singing and dancing and people falling out and doing all kind of crazy stuff, and I'm like, man, this ain't right, man. I never could feel like this was something that we was doing right. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that much scriptures being quoted, and I'm like, I can't do this, you know. So I started reading the Bible myself, and boy, oh boy, what did I find? I found out that these pastors are some liars. We call them pork chop pastor over here because they read the scriptures, but they don't do the scriptures. These preachers have to take accountability of a lot of things they do. I mean, we can see how these preachers came out of the closet. These preachers came out of messing with somebody's wife. These preachers that got caught with their hand in the cookie jar as far as the money and all that stuff. Y'all didn't seen it, you know what I'm saying? I'm not making nothing up, but we got to bring this to light, and it's gonna come to light just like it's coming to light now. How you gonna tell somebody to close the doors? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all tell me what y'all would have did if this man would have been like, y'all close the door. Y'all gonna give me some money.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
You know, I think we'd be, you know, in a brawl or something going on up in there. Church or not. You know, you gonna make me give you some money? No, the Bible don't talk about giving money or whatever, you know. Once you really get into the Bible, they was talking about food and cattle and stuff like that. If you really want to talk about the Bible, just like I said, I read the Bible. I still read the Bible to this day. And I try to follow the Bible as best as I can. But these pastors, they do a lot of wordplay, pulpit pimping. They talk a certain way to get you to come out your pockets or whatever. They have you feeling good. They Dr. Feel Good to you. You know, like they want you to believe that everything's gonna be okay. Even if you ain't got to rent money or whatever, they need to have that rent money. The God gonna make a way for you to pay your rent, which is bullshit. But the cockiness of a lot of these preachers, and we've seen it, just like Corey said, he's seen this from this same man, the cockiness that he have about people giving money. It's a money thing, all in all. And a man, 9 times out of 10, he gonna peep that. Oh, this dude trying to get over on me. That's why it's not a lot of men in church now. And then the thing that get me is that you got a lot of poor people that's in church, and they still would take these poor people money. I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna always speak on that because we have a lot of poor people that's in the churches, and that's members, and that's giving up their life savings and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's like God is putting a magnifying glass on these different preachers or whatever, and he's shining his light on their bullshit. So y'all tell me what y'all think about this whole thing, Marvin Sapp. How would y'all feel if somebody told they guys to close the doors that they want money? Y'all tell me how y'all think about this.
What's up,
it's
OG,
your man,
triple OG.
y'all already know what it is.
Triple,
This next video is Ghetto Talk. Up out of here. Peace.